Hello friends, welcome back to our course on web development using ChatGPT, Ruby on Rails and React. In the last lecture, we worked on adding pagination to our employees list. In this lecture, we will work on another improvement in our React part and that belongs to the form submission. Right now, we are able to create or update an employee from the form in our React application, but there is a scope of improvement. Let me show you. For example, if you go to the link on the create new employee, and when you click it you will see the form. Okay, if you submit the empty form you can see that this is showing us the validation error and this is working perfectly fine. Okay, but now let's see that if you submit some data, let's say Ravi, last name Singh, and provide all the necessary data here. Okay, and now let's create this employee. Rest of the fields are not necessary or not validated, so you can leave it. Okay, and now if you click on the create employee you can see that nothing happens on the form. Okay, I mean the record has been submitted. If you can see this record in the terminal, you can see that the record has been created and saved into the database. But we user is still seeing the form, or we are still seeing the form. That means that user do not have any idea that what happened to the data after submitting the form and providing the complete details or valid data. Okay, but if you go to the back to the list, here you can see that this is the latest record that we created. So what happened here, that when you submit the form you will see that the record has been created but there is no redirection or not any flash message to show the user that the form has been submitted successfully and the record has been saved to the database, and this is not a good user experience and we need to improve this. So what we can do here is that we can add a flash message in the response after the form has been submitted that the record has been created successfully, and in that way user have an idea that something has happened and he will see some risk from our application. Okay, so we need to do that. So open the React application in your text editor. Okay, and then employee, open the employee new form component. Okay, and here we will handle the submit function. In you can see that in the handle submit what we are doing, that we in the try block we are sending a response, we are receiving a response. Okay, and when we get the response, here we need to use window.location.href. Okay, that means we need to redirect to some other page after successful submission. So using window.location, so let me write here window.location.href is equal to. Okay, and now you need to provide your path here where you want to redirect. Okay, so here you can see that in the browser that this is my root page, and on the root page I'm showing the employee list and I want to redirect on the root page after submitting the form successfully. Okay, so here what I can provide, that for root page we just need to write slash. Okay, and then I need to provide some query parameter to identify that the record has been created, and I will check using that query parameter that I need to display some flash message. Okay, so success equal to true. Okay, so this is my window.location.href, and here I want to redirect on the root page along with a query parameter that is success true. Okay, and since our root page is the employee list component, so in the employee list component we need to handle this success query parameter. Okay, and we will display the alert message. Okay, so come to the employee list JSX. Okay, and here what we need to do, that after we define the state params for the employee and the page, we need to use the use location attribute, use location hook. And use location hook is an important hook in the React. Okay, and what it does, that it is provided by React Router DOM library in the React, and it allows functional component to access the current location object of the router. Okay, by current location I mean that current URL you are referring to. Okay, and the use location object contains the information about the current URL such as the path name, search parameters, hash, and states. And by using the use location hook, you can access this information within your components and use it to conditionally render content, handle routing logic, or perform other tasks based on the current URL. Okay, and here you can see that why we are talking about the use location, because we are referring to this URL, I mean at the root path, and we are providing some query parameters. So when it comes to the employee list component, it will be our current location, and we will use that query parameter to display the alert message. Okay, so let's import the use location hook here. So what we can do, just copy this. Okay, and after this, here you just need to replace the link via use location. Okay, and then you need to handle it within the your employee list component. So after the state variable where you had defined, what we need to do here, let define the location constant, const location. Okay, and then now you need to invoke the use location hook, use location. Okay, and then now we need to instantiate the URL search parameter object. So const search params, and here you need to do new URL search params, and then location dot search. Okay, and why we defined the search params constant, because using that constant we can get the query parameters present within the URL. Okay, so now const, and you can name your query parameter anything. For example, here we are providing it as success, so I'm just using the name success. Okay, so what I need to do here, const success, and then here you need to use search param dot get, search params dot get, and your query parameter name. Okay, and it is success in our case, so success. Okay, and then add the semicolon here and here as well. Okay, now we need to write some JSX to display the alert message. Okay, for example, this is our root page, and here we will display the alert message. So you need to choose a location where you want to display the alert message. So for example, I would like to display the alert message between below the create new employee button. Okay, or between the create new employee button and the table. Okay, so I will go to the return method of this component, and here after the link to tag I need to display my alert message. Okay, so what we need to do first, that first we need to check that whether this search parameter is present or not. Okay, with this name. Okay, so if success. Okay, so here we will use this conditionally, and as I told you previously about the use location hook, that using use location hook we can conditionally render the content. Okay, and here we will add the condition to render the alert message. Okay, so success, and so if success is present, then we need to render our alert block within this block. Okay, so now what we can do, div class name and alert success. Okay, and then role alert, close this div. Now within this div we need to display our alert message. So strong, and close this strong tag as well, and here you can display our message. Let's say employee has been created successfully. Successfully. Okay, and save it, and that's it. So what we did, that in the new form component, after creating the record successfully, we are redirecting it to the root path, and in the employee list component which is rendering on our root page, we handle use the use location hook to handle the current location and the search parameter, and then conditionally we are displaying the alert message. Okay, so now let's save everything whatever changes you made. Okay, and then we need to go to the browser and click on the create new employee, and still if you click on the empty file, submit the empty form, you will see the validation errors. And now let's provide some data to see whether the record has been created or not. Okay, so here let's add the contact number, and you can add some address and pin code as well. So now let's provide all the details. Okay, and then now you need to submit your form. Okay, so first make some space on the terminal in the where the real server is running. Okay, and now click on the create employee. You will see that after submitting the form, you can see that this is the URL with search parameter success equal to true, and this is the search message, this is the flash message which user can see. So now it is a better user experience, because user had idea that what he is seeing or what happened when he submitted the form with valid data. So employee has been created successfully. Okay, and that's all for this lecture. Now we will meet into the next lecture with another improvement in this flash message display. For example, let me show you that, let me tell you that what improvement we will do. So here you can see that we did employee has been created successfully, but we want to do the same thing when employee has been updated successfully. So here our message should be employee has been updated successfully. Okay, and we will display the success for other resources as well, like other model components as well. So we will create a shared component to render this flash message upon the successful form submission. Okay, so we will refactor this process. Okay, so that's all from this lecture, and try this lecture at your end. We will meet into the next lecture. Till then, tata, goodbye, take care, and stay safe.